Hi Sagittarius, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy, and this is your general reading for the first half of October 2019. This is for the fire sign of Sagittarius, whether it's your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or your Venus sign, or you are cross-watching for Sagittarius. But as most of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching because everyone's so different. So if you know any of your other signs, rising, moon, Venus sign, watch those as well. It can provide helpful additional clarification to what's going on in your particular situation. So welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune in to this channel and these videos. Thanks for all your support, likes, shares, feedback, comment. And they are always welcome, always read and appreciated. And thanks to all of my clients out there. You guys always keep me so busy, and so many of you keep returning time and time again. I'm so very grateful for that. Thank you. And if any of you are interested in scheduling a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more info and contact details. You can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I can usually respond to initial inquiries within the same day or the first 24 hours, and scheduling is done in a pretty timely way too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It is all that I do. I'm pretty blessed to be able to do that. So I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own to get you readings as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested, and we will go from there. I offer a wide variety of readings in all the major areas of life, pretty much any area of life. All right, Sagittarius, let us see what the first half of October has in store for you. Okay, we begin with the Emperor, followed by the World. We have the Knight of Swords, followed by the Two of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the first half of October is the Fool. So getting ready to begin something new, that's your overall energy for the first half of October, Sagittarius. You have the Fool, my favorite major arcana card. You have both the Fool and the World. The Fool is the very first major arcana card in the tarot. All of the cards after that represent the Fool's journey through life, which is our journey through life, and how we learn and change and grow and evolve until we get to the very end, perhaps not the end of our lives, but the end of a particularly significant period of our lives. And the last major arcana card is the World, which you also have here. And then the Fool begins again on another chapter. So the Fool has the 0. He's just starting out. He's actually getting ready to start off on a new journey, very excited to do so. So this represents examining, being really excited about the potential and possibility of a new path, a new journey, starting something new. It can represent taking a risk, stepping off the beaten path, a leap of faith, because that's what the Fool does. He steps off the beaten path. Why? In order to explore something new, the potential and promise. The Fool is here to remind us that the true joy and lessons and value is in the journey itself, not so much in the destination. He knows he'll get, or she knows they'll get to the end of it, one way or the other. It's all about the path and the destination. So this can represent doing something completely different, doing something you've never done before, or doing something in a completely different way. It can represent doing something that might be a bit scary, or it's because it's so new, taking a leap of faith, or doing something a little risky. Not horrendously so. We don't want to reverse the Fool energy, and we want to make sure there is water in the pool before we jump. So it's about getting ready to start something new, and you're excited about the potential and promise of what lies ahead. Now we have the Emperor and the World. So the Emperor is kind of the ultimate father figure of the tarot. He kind of embodies all the other kings, basically. Kings have a kingdom to run, and that's a pretty big job. But the Empire has a collection of kingdoms. All the other kings kind of answer to him. So he kind of embodies all of their traits: the King of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles. So this is somebody who is very detail oriented. He's all about self-structure, policy, being self-disciplined, responsible, accountable, because he is responsible for a lot of people. Making sure that the structure of everything, stays there. Planes, trains, and buses need to run on time. So it's a huge job, and he oversees everything, delegates, all of that. So this is about responsibility, accountability. Sometimes this can represent a father or father figure that might be significant to you, Sagittarius, in the first half of October. The Emperor does have an Aries energy. It could be an Aries as well. Now, accompanying the Emperor, clarifying the Emperor, is the World, which is a card of major completion. You've reached the top of a particularly significant mountain. It's a card of achievement, even if you've made mistakes along the way. And it's a card that represents being finished with something significant. It could be a significant project that you've been working on for a while, or just a significant chapter of your life, even in relationships. And you're looking over at a brand new horizon, a brand new vista, and all the potential and possibility which lies ahead. And that's when we transition into this Fool energy. So something is coming to an end. Significant end. Some of you, it may have already come to an end. For some of you, it might be it may be that you've reached this world point, this major significant cycle ending, because of the energy that you've manifested along the way of the Emperor. Some of you, it might be a father or father figure who's ending a significant chapter of their life. It could be maybe some of you, and some of you, it could be you as the Emperor, regardless of whether you're male or female. Some of you could be retiring and you're looking ahead at what else is new. Some of you may be moving or relocating, traveling for that. Maybe some of you are going on a big trip of some kind, if not moving or relocating. Some of you, it might be in relation to your father in either of those areas as well. But there's definitely an overall excitement about what you're beginning or what you're considering beginning, the potential and promise that lies ahead. Now we have the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords. Swords energy. Swords energy is governed by the element of air. This is mental energy. So the suit of swords is all about what goes on up in our heads, our thoughts, our ideas, our belief systems, our ideologies, because that directly affects the way that we perceive everything and communicate our own words and our own ideas. Swords is also about truth, education, higher learning, wisdom, insight, clarity, everything that goes on up in here. Knights are the deliverers, the bringers, the guardians of the tarot. They usually represent change coming in, an opportunity for that, an offer, an opportunity coming in that will promote some kind of, or be the catalyst of some kind of change. So the Knight of Swords delivers information, truth, insight, clarity about something. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be a bit challenging because he doesn't come with emotional energy. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. Sometimes what he brings might be an inconvenient truth, or, sometimes the Knight of Swords is considered the inconvenient truth card or the cold hard truth. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means, this is information, news coming in that brings clarity. Now what accompanies it and clarifies it is the Two of Swords. So this is a card that can represent being stuck, not being able to see. The I can't see card. The blindfold can represent being unclear, unsure about what way to go, because twos can represent choices, duality, being at a crossroads. I often look at this card as this kind of the head stuck in the sand card. I feel like a lot of the time, not all of the time, but a lot of the time, the blindfold and the swords crossed represent in front of this vague outline of the moon here. The moon can represent deep stirrings, subconscious, spiritual intuition. And I often feel like the Two of Swords represents a reluctance or resistance to looking at something in front of you for some reason, fill in the blank. There's a reluctance or resistance to look at and because it clarifies the Knight of Swords, to look at some kind of truth or knowledge or information that's been presented to you or told to you or somebody wants to. Because if you take the blindfold off and look at something directly, then you are in a position of being responsible to make a decision or take action or not take action, to make a decision one way or the other. I feel too like for many of you, the moon here can represent your own intuition, your own connection with spirit. Your intuition is the conduit which connects you to a spirit, which, some people call it higher self, some people call it gut instinct. It kind of guides and directs us, compels us towards something. The Two of Swords can often represent not paying attention to your intuition or refusing to see a truth or hear a truth that's being presented to you, because if you do look at it and consider it, you may have to make a decision or change your course of action. There's a reluctance or a resistance to do that. It's like ignoring the 800-pound pink gorilla that's sitting in the corner of your living room. You know it's there, you sort of see it out of the corner of your eye, you dust around it, but you don't really acknowledge it directly, because then you'd have to deal with the fact that you have an 800-pound pink gorilla in your living room. You'd have to do something about it, I'm assuming. So there's this I don't want to see this. So there's some kind of truth or knowledge or information. Now, this can play out a few different ways because this is a general reading. For some of you, this might be all about a father or a father figure. Maybe it's time for them to stop doing something. Maybe it's time for them to stop working. Maybe it's time for them to retire. And they just don't want to because they don't know how to deal with this full energy about what am I going to do next? Or if I end this significant portion of something, what do I do next? Some of you may be embarking on something new, and you might have a father or paternal figure in your life that's trying to say, look, I don't think you should do this because of X, Y, Z. And you're like, no, I don't want to listen to you. I'm going to go and do it anyway. And I'm excited about doing this. Some of you, it may be that you've begun something new or you're getting ready to start something new. It could be a travel or a trip as well. Or some other kind of project. But perhaps you've gotten some news or information that makes it difficult to proceed. And you're trying to kind of find a way out of that. The interesting thing is that regardless of how the details and specifics play out here, and they always will in general readings, the energy fundamentally remains the same. There is an energy here of something being at an end or coming to an end, a pretty significant something. Some of you or this other person is unwilling to see that something has finished and move forward. Some of you or the person you're dealing with are determined to bring something to an end and begin something new, in spite of the fact that there might be news or information in front of you that's cautioning you against the ending, or maybe advising you to do something else or wait a while. Because it feels like what's driving you and what the overall energy that's compelling you in the first half of October is getting ready or starting on this brand new thing. Even though it feels like there may be some obstacles or blocks to doing that, or someone may be standing in the way of that. But you just don't want to look at it because you just want to move ahead in this full energy, which the full energy is wonderful energy. The Fool is my favorite major arcana card in the deck. But, the Fool doesn't always plan well either. And the Emperor does, whether you need to continue to be the Emperor, whether it's about somebody else in your life. So let's pull some advice and guidance cards here. Because I'm getting this sense for a lot of you that is, I don't care, I'm done. I'm going on this new thing. That's really what's driving me here. I don't care about this detail or that detail. I just want to move ahead. I don't care about what you're telling me. I just want to move ahead. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. So let's pull some advice and guidance cards. Maybe this Emperor is another individual in your life, not a father or father figure, but somebody who's manifests the character traits of the Emperor, and they want to advise you or help you or something, and you're just like, you don't want any part of it. You just want to go off, you know. Advice. The Empress and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, this feels like a good compromise to me. Advice from Spirit for this energy. We have the Empress and the Three of Pentacles. So the Empress is about new beginnings too, the very beginnings of things, because she is about fertility. And she is also a natural match for the Emperor. She kind of softens some of his very hard, structured, rigid edges because she is feminine, sensual. She balances, I mean, the Emperor has perfected the balance of the world we live in. The Empress balances the unseen, intangible, and spiritual with the seen, earthly, sensual things as well. She's about fertility, beginning new things. Typically when the Empress shows up, it's a green light for beginning new things, starting new projects, planting the seeds. Go ahead with starting this thing. It's also about self-nurturing. So I feel like Spirit is agreeing with whatever this new beginning is. But we also have the Three of Pentacles as advice. The Three of Pentacles is not an I card, it's a we card. It's a card of teamwork, collaboration, partnership. Everybody coming together and saying, okay, we agree on this one common cause or common goal or common pursuit or project. Now we have to agree on how it gets accomplished and how everybody contributes each of their own ideas, thoughts, skills, resources, talents, etc. to help accomplish whatever it is that you've agreed on, which can be difficult. You know, good leadership and collaboration represents compromise and negotiation, which means, okay, let's agree on that. This is the important thing, and then we compromise and negotiate on things around it. So I feel, Sagittarius, there's something new you want to just like jump right into and get started and going on. Somebody may be cautioning you, but you need to consider this and you need to consider that, and you're just like, I'm just going to go. I don't care. I'm just going to go. I feel like Spirit is advising a kind of a compromise here. Yes, this is a good time to begin whatever this is, but teamwork, collaboration is important here, compromise and negotiation, so that whatever it is you're starting can have the best possible chance of manifesting and coming to fruition, which may, for some of you, represent working with whoever this Emperor represents, or, you know, other people in order to accomplish this, rather than just all on your own, just kind of going off on this journey without having everything that you need on it, and which could make it not only more difficult and challenging, but could also threaten the ultimate goal that you're working towards, or what it is that you're wanting. So Sagittarius, that is your reading for the first half of October 2019. I hope that those of you who watched this, for whom it resonated, were able to take something helpful away with you. If this reading resonated with you, or if any of the readings resonate with you, and you'd like to take a look at scheduling a personal reading, just click on the description link below for more info and contact details. Email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I offer love and romance readings, relationship compatibility readings, career, work, and finance, investment, gift readings, 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas, and a few others as well. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and all of that is provided by clicking the description link below. Or you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the About button there. Email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. Okay, Sagittarius, I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the October 2019 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you much joy, blessings, and happiness in your life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.